How do you deal with those times in your life? Because I think it's important for us to recognize how we deal with those things. I am a stuffer, and I will go until the absolute edge of the cliff, and I'm about to fall over. And that's usually when I raise my hand and say, I need some help. I'm not very good at early on in the process saying, hey, I need some help processing through this, or I need to be around people, or all those things. I'm just not very good at that. Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I know that I'm good at getting out. I'm good at recognizing the need to get out and see the people.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that I can make it work to get out and see the people, because that involves other people, and sometimes other people is difficult. But I do know that when I had the major attack in January of 2021, the thing that worked for me the most was getting out of my house and walking around. Yeah. Like I walked and walked and walked. I mean, 6 miles a day.
Wow.
I'm not. You girls know me. I am not. I don't work out. And so 6 miles a day, I went from 0 to 6 miles a day. And even in the cold, like even in the bitter of January, I had to get out and walk. And then I put in the script. I used that Dwell app to have scripture playing in my ears and praise music playing in my ears. Because I recognized that what I needed was to replace my thoughts, because my thoughts were not healthy. They were not. They were making it worse. And if I could get out of the house, I always felt better. But it's the desire to get out. It's the taking that first step.
Right.
And then if it involves another person, convincing that other person to do it with you. And who wants to come walk 6 miles with you in the cold weather?
I would.
Even when it's freezing.
I'll bundle up.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. So how about you, TK? How do you deal with it?
Well, I tend more towards the anxiety of, if we're looking at the continuum between the depression and anxiety, I tend more towards that. That just seems to be the direction I move in. And at this point, I've started to be able to recognize when I'm going down the wrong path with regard to anxiety, because things speed up.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it's almost
That's
like
a great way of putting it.
Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like my perception narrows and the speed intensifies, and it's this feeling like I'm almost like going down a hallway too fast. So when I recognize that I'm doing that, I'm getting better. I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better at recognizing. And it's even like a fast heart rate and maybe even sweating, or just my thoughts start to roll quickly and I'm going down and everything narrows. Number one, slow down. Deep breath. I've got to take a deep breath and just stop. I was talking with my therapist about this last week. He said, you just do no harm at that moment. When you recognize you're there, don't make any bad decisions. Don't blurt something out to someone else or do something that you're going to regret. If you notice you're going down that narrow hallway too fast, just recognize it and try to just stop and try to slow down your breathing, slow down your thoughts. And he, and for me too, the self-talk is huge to be able to replace it. But he also showed me something else, or we talked about something else, which is this: visualizing yourself in a different state. Imagining myself in a different state, not anxious, but relaxed.
That a little bit. Oh, okay.
Literally imagining myself relaxing. Like right here talking to you, I feel anxious a little bit because that's just how I feel a lot. But if I can relax, I can drop my shoulders and I can see myself like laughing and talking with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm imagining myself in the moment doing that. Going into a situation that might cause me anxiety, I imagine myself in that situation laughing, relaxed, enjoying. And that visualization can help you achieve that. Of course, prayer, always prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer first. Also replacing the thoughts that are fueling the negative. And then, in addition to that, try visualizing yourself in that different state. And I have tried that this week, and it's helped me.
You know, that's interesting because when I've worked for a different place, they had a counseling arm of the place I worked, and I saw one of the counselors there just one time, and they wanted to practice some things, and one of the things they wanted to practice was this. I don't even know what they called it now, but it was some sort of process where you would lay down, and then they would walk you through this process of revisualizing things. Same kind of thing, but it was a like legit counseling practice where you visualized a different reality, and it to replace those thoughts, and Scripture tells us to do that, to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. Think on the things that are true, that are lovely, that are praiseworthy. And so if we can think on things that are praiseworthy instead of the things that make us anxious, or the things that make us sad, then we're following what Scripture tells us to do as well.
Right.
He calls it, my therapist calls it sounds like it might be very similar, detour therapy.
Okay.
So if you are, we've talked about before, like if you have a thought process that you go to a lot, it's like you've created a path in the woods. Okay, think about that as like your trench. And he said, detour therapy, in your mind, you're putting up a detour and you're going down a different road. And so you're creating this different way and this different. And so it's kind of like that. And you can even imagine like still water. I think of the song by Leanna Crawford, Still Water, about Psalm 23. And just envisioning a still water just will relax you. And oftentimes when you help your physical self, it's going to help your emotional self. And God made our minds so powerful. It is a gift from God. Our minds, our mental capacity. And we don't even scratch the surface, is what researchers say. So we know that God's given us that gift, so then we use it. We use it to honor Him in those ways. Yeah.